Hello everybody and welcome back once again to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity. In the last session we ended here in the Passage of the Six in the Heartsong district of Twin Elms. Just get myself sorted here, the microphone's blocking half my bloody screen. Okay, so we found out that we now have access to the Old Song district and the Elms Reach district. They are no longer barred to us. But before we go to either of those, apparently there was something we missed inside here. So we shall double check everything, make sure that we have spoken to everybody that we can speak to, and take it from there. We learned a little bit about the different clans, although I have slept since the last session, therefore I've forgotten about those clans. Right, okay, so there was a named character here that I did miss, so we'll speak with said character.
Just say the word.
Riday.
What brings you here?
Sensing your approach, an agitated elven hunter suddenly drops his conversation and turns to face you. What kind of courtesy have you learned in your filthy homeland? A red stripe of paint gleams pearly with sweat from cheekbone to cheekbone. We speak of Glanfathan matters. Begone! The huntress in the group raises her calloused hand. Still your heart, Riday. Do not forget where you stand. She parts the fine strands of golden hair that float before her face and acknowledges you with a nod. In the house of our ancestors and the 6 tribes, we commune as one people. Riday looks away and fumes in a restrained breath. The ancestors will forgive me, and my brother, when I clean the shame away from his name. He looks at the huntress, and from the taint it has brought to our tribe. Okay, tell us a bit about your tribe, for darn asking. Riday stares away. The huntress looks at him and then turns to face you. We wish you well, Estremor. If you decide to commune with us again, she glances back at the proud hunter, know that we would welcome your... Did I click the wrong thing?
What brings you here?
Yeah, I did. Okay. We're the Keepers of the Stone. He lets the name reverberate in the hall. I think they were the oldest tribe, right? The conservative ones, the oldest ones? Yeah. We're the first tribe. Our history runs across the ages to the time of the Builders. The huntress nods. We are one with the past, with our traditions and history. The best crafts and hunts come from our kin. Other tribes look up to our prowess. They're consumed by envy. Riday frowns. That's why Arthwin lies about my brother. His tribe has no history, no glory, but now he claims it for the twice-split arrows while we're left to bear a false shame. Are these a bottom feeders? I think they might be. Riday looks away and fumes in a restrained breath. The ancestors will forgive me and my brother when I clean the shame away from his name. Okay. Ask him what happened to his brother. My brother? The hunter's heavy breathing pauses for a moment. My brother, Fiorm, is the greatest hunter of our tribe. He set out on a blood hunt but hasn't returned. And now, Arthwin, that puny liar, he claims that my brother... Riday clenches his fists. The elven huntress fills the silence. Arthwin belongs to another tribe. He is the hunter that competed against Fiorm during their blood hunt. She gives a glancing look to Riday. Arthwin claims that Fiorm has exiled himself, deciding not to return to Twin Elms. Riday scowls. His stripe of paint curves like an angry wound. Exiled? In shame? For losing to him during the blood hunt? Can you believe this liar? Even though Arthwin returned, with a giant Stalgar's fang as proof, it's hard to believe that Fiorm would have failed to kill the prey first. The huntress digs her heel on the dark soil. But you cannot claim that yet, Riday. Not until the Anfather judge the truth. Arthwin's weak. From a lower tribe. Riday bares his teeth. He lies. I'll find the truth and claim my brother's name. Yeah. What is this blood hunt? We prove our worth in a blood hunt. We set out to stalk and prey, always a dangerous creature, and only one kills it first. The elven huntress interrupts with an exasperated sigh. Yes, but we hunt as pairs, to bond, as Glanfathan, as one, not as enemies, 2 hunters, 2 tribes, 1 spirit. That is our way. Riday glowers in response. Our way isn't to lie. We don't betray our brothers and sisters for our own gain. The blood hunt between your brother and Arthwin has broken the communion of our tribes, Riday. Do not dig in this wound until you can claim the truth. She turns again to face you. Perhaps our customs appear strange to you, but despite what you see now, we Glanfathans hold our bonds sacred. Yes, and why would Arthwin lie? Riday throws his arms in the air. Why? He looks at you as if the answer were obvious. Riday, please, still your anger. He does not know our customs. The huntress turns to you and nods. Arthwin stands much to gain from claiming a victory over Fiorm. It brings renown and glory to his king, a lesser tribe, the Twice-Split Arrows. Arthwin has no history, no name, and now he returns a hero, while my brother... Riday's face twists in ire. Tricked. Perhaps worse. And how do you plan to clear Fiorm's name? A bead of sweat rolls down Riday's forehead and hangs from his red-painted cheekbone like a drop of blood. It quivers as the hunter's muscles twitch. I can't tarry here while my brother's fate remains unknown. The Anamfather must let me go. To judge Arthwin and to clean our tribe's name, they cannot listen only to your truth. The huntress lowers her head, glancing at you. Before the Anamfather, only an impartial voice can speak for what happened. Riday whips his neck and drops the sweat lingering on his cheekbone, flies in your direction. You mean to involve this one? An Estremor? She points at him, her calloused finger curved like a claw. Listen to me now. Arthwin returned with proof. Your brother did not even come back. The huntress blows against the fine hairs floating down over her face. The tribes are split. Something must be done. She looks at you. And this one is known to speak the truth. Ooh. Well. Perhaps this is an opportunity to gain a bit of favour with a couple of the tribes. Well, at least one of the tribes. And not just any old tribe, the oldest tribe. I think it's an opportunity that we should take. Yeah. Stating it plainly, Fedoran here. I will find what happened to your brother and get to the truth of it. You can rely on me. Riday's hard features soften in surprise. You speak with the spirit of a Glanfathan hunter. He nods. The Anamfather would agree to listen. There's no union between you and our tribes. The huntress nods at you. Fiorm and Arthwin went to the Northweald Forest, beyond the Olsong Pass, to hunt a giant Stalgar. Search there and return to us with the truth if you can, but be aware. Stalgar of such size, many times over their lesser kin, usually gather a big pride that follows them closely. Riday fixes his eyes on you, 2 glowing embers over the blood-red stripe painted across his face. Estremor, I don't expect help, but I'll do anything to know of my brother's fate and to clean the stain that Arthwin has spilled on our tribe. He throws his chin back. Anything. This I claim. Oh, right. Oh, this is a nice bit of action here. So to travel to the Northweald Wilderness and find out what happened between Fiorm and Arthwin. So Arthwin apparently is near the Hall of Warriors in the Elms Reach. That would be a good first step.
Hey.
And look, we got our little Ginger here, our new little companion. Okay, so slightly coming back to me now. The Fisher Cranes, of course, the Fisher Crane clan was just mentioned there. The Fisher Cranes are the sly ones.
Here, kitty. Come on, I want to pet you.
Speaking of Ginger. Excuse me. Right, my voice is cracking. Where to go then? Where to go? Old Song or Elms Reach? I'm thinking we have a lead at Elms Reach in terms of this quest we just picked up, so I suppose we shall head there first. Now, off camera, I did head back to the inn here, the inn of which name escaped, the Celestial Sapling, and Renato, the Valian merchant that we helped out, was there, and he was only selling traps. That was his special equipment, so we were very disappointed, and a few crafting items, so we didn't buy anything. Okay, so here is a protector again. It's the second time we have approached, and he's getting a little bit riled. Do not try my patience, Estremor. You shall not pass without the permission of the I can never say that flipping word. The Anamfather. And Fedoran raising a wry smile and perhaps stepping forward at the head of the party. I come to see the cornerstone with the blessing of the guided compass. Actually, the guard scowls and looks at his companion, who nods back. He turns to you again, his knuckles whitening around the shaft of his spear. Always too cosy with the Estremorwin. Go then, and mind your step around the sacred stones. Thank you.
Hey.
So we have unlocked the North Weald, which we have to access via Old Song. We'll go there eventually, and hope there may also in and around this particular area we are looking for evidence of the War of the Blackened Trees, which are looking. That's our lead to find Persoc. So yeah, we'll keep an eye out for that as well. But for the time being, Elms Reach awaits. And here we are. So let's have a wee look at the old map to get a sense of things. A couple of Glenfathen homes. We can get to the Old Song district from here. Another Glenfathen home. Here we have the Golden Grove, which does look quite nice. We have the Hall of Warriors, which is where we can find was it Arthwin? We have the Blood Sands to the north. The Ter Evron here to the northeast. And that is also where we need to go for the main quest, I think. Speak with the Delmangan sisters in Elms Reach near a place called Ter Evron. Okay, so yeah, we've got a few leads here.
Hey.
Just a handful. Oh, we nosy around first. Okay, so that's the Old Song. Lots of people milling around with their companions.
Hey.
they don't mind us picking up a few herbs. Right, here is the Warriors something or other. Hall of Warriors, there we go. I've just come back from football about half an hour ago. It's getting close to 10 o'clock at night. And you know, when I LP at this hour, I tend to have a bad memory. Tend to make a few blunders. I warn you now. Okay, so there's Arthwin. Got a child. Some Stalgar. There is a way in to the Hall of Warriors, which we'll have a look inside once we've spoken with Arthwin first.
Hey.
And that's when I pierced the giant Stalgar with my spear. Oh, Arthwin, I wish I could have seen you do it.
Yeah?
Me too, and maybe... A lanky hunter grooms his stubble, a patched fuzz of blonde hairs, while listening attentively to a young elven woman. She whispers in this reddened ears and giggles. With his head still lowered, he flashes a wide smile in return. There's something a little bit shady about this guy. Fedoran senses picking up there's something not quite so right. He's a bit of a romancer. Somebody that can tell a tall tale. Likes to ham up his exploits. Does it sound familiar? It takes one to know one, remember? The hunter notices you. He clears his throat and straightens his back, adopting an air of dignity. I've been expecting you. Really? My tribesmen have told me that you're to speak the truth about Fjord's exile. He combs his sparse stubble, darting a glance to the elven woman. Well, Arthwin doesn't hide from the truth. Ask, and I'll answer. We know about their tribe. We'll cut to business here, asking what happened to Fjord. Arthwin looks down and licks his lips. Fjord. He pushes the blonde bristles away from the edges of his mouth. Every tribe knows his prowess. A hunter of great name, but this time he fell behind. We spotted the giant Stalgar on the Sentinel's Ridge, above the waterfall of the Northweald. It was stalking for prey. Arthwin lightly shakes his head. Fjord wanted us to split. He'd lure the beast to the river, and I'd flank it. The hunter scratches his flushed earlobe. But the beast didn't come down to the riverbank, so we tried to circle it on the ridge. I climbed faster, and there it was, ready to pounce on me. Arthwin thrust his fist forward. I pierced flesh, mid-air, rolled over, and stabbed it again, and it was dead. The hunter pushes his moustache back and looks up. Fjord couldn't believe he didn't earn the kill, not even a cut. He said he'd not return with the shame of losing to a twice-split arrow. Arthwin sighs. I pleaded, but he was a keeper of the stone. He'd not listen, and now he's exiled. Who knows where? Okay. Something's not quite right. I mean, it could be right, to be fair. The keeper of the stone losing to a twice-split arrow would certainly be something that you would not be happy about, would be shamed about, you know? So it could be true. But Fedora is just not quite believing it. Tell me about your tribe. We're young. The youngest tribe in Air Glanfath. Arthur hesitates for a moment, scratching his beard, and then spreads his long legs apart. But we're not weak. The other tribes have their history, and now we, the twice-split arrows, are making our own. He puffs his chest and pounds it with a fist. We're true Glanfathans, true hunters. I've proven our worth. His patches of golden stubble sparkle alongside a glowing smile. It was me, not Fjord, who killed the giant Stalgar. Well,
Hey.
we shall have to check out the site ourselves. See what happens. See what we stumble across. Alright. What? After several attempts, Lord Sidrock's rivals gave up on raiding his vaults. Having reclaimed his land, Lord Sidrock sends you his regards and his gratitude. Ah! That's good to know. I vaguely remember that we sent him back. Didn't Fedoran give him a pet talk and stuff and send him back to tackle the issues himself? And it seems that he might have done. So 3 prisoners rotting in the cells. Still waiting for our South Curtain wall to complete. We still have a full contingent of hirelings. Alright, let's see if there's anybody worth talking to in here. There is at least one person. The 3 tusks. Oh, are the 3 tusks the headstrong guys, the headstrong warriors? I think they might be.
Yeah?
And he looks to be one of their leaders, perhaps.
Tread carefully, Estermore.
A grizzled old elf, his hair braided and dyed, stands at one end of the hall, his arms and chest are cross-hatched with the pale seams of scars. His crooked smile looks like another. It's not many Estremorwen who are permitted into our sacred city. Bethwill must be feeling especially soft today. Adair pays no attention to the elf and instead has locked eyes with the Stalgar in front of him. He whispers to you. Do you think he'd mind if I pet his Stalgar? Sagani lowers her head. Remember how well that worked out last time? Come to hear your future at Ter Ovran? His smile widens, exposing a row of yellow crooked teeth. Or to make your own at the Bloodsands? Ooh. What is this, some kind of battleground? Bloodsands. An ancient place of sacrifice. He laces his fingers together. In a cave by the great elms themselves. Restin and his druids have been an integral part of Glenfathan's society for generations. No matter what some of the other tribes might say. Glanfath has held its own against the Estremorwen because some of us still understand the power of sacrifice. He gives you an appraising eye. Does the thought make you uncomfortable? It should. It is what's kept our society alive for so long. He crosses his arms over his scarred chest. Something else? What is it that you do here? As Anamfath of 3 Tusk Stalgar, I guide our tribe in all matters. He looks to the main room of the hut where others have gathered. I am in Twin Elms to confer with some of the other Anamfather about the Unolfen, your Hollowborn. We only have such births here on occasion, but it has made us more vigilant about our neighbours. One Stalgar stretches, flexing its claws. Simok's eyes narrow. There are some of us who believe your Unolfen to be a punishment for the defilement of the Builder's sites. Others say it's a plague carried by the Estremorwen. People make it what they want it to be. And when it ends, if it ends, they'll make up reasons for that too. Yeah, you don't seem overly fond of us Estremorwen. His hunched shoulders straighten. I fought in the Broken Stone War and the War of Black Trees. I saw my brethren cut down defending the places of the builders, and I shed blood alongside Galvin Regd himself. He coughs. Now the Estremorwen seem to think that they will find a cure for their empty children among our sacred sites, or worse, that they will find sanctuary in our lands. His gaze darkens, and I've seen what happens when they set their sights on Glanfathan soil. Well, he does have a point, says Hiravius. You'll learn not to trust your neighbours when they defile your lands, habitually for several generations. He folds his arm and shrugs. He's got all the reason in Aora to worry. I'm assuming we're saying this to Simok here. Yes, they're only trying to save their children. And when the Estremor invade us in force and bring the plague here, what of our children? In my 250 years, I've led my people through 2 wars. Our borders have remained intact, and largely through the reputation of 3 tusked Stalgar. His voice drops to a growl. I've sired a dozen children, but none have been deemed fit to take my place. I care nothing for this legacy that obsesses the Astremoran lords, but it is important that my successor continue this path. I wonder what happens if your children do not succeed you at all. Ordinarily, the Riau would turn to others in my tribe, to clan heads and their families. Ordinarily. He levels his gaze. But we share a tradition of fostering the children of other tribes, and the Anamfath of Fisher Crane has trusted his youngest to my care. He grimaces. And as none of my own blood are fit to take my place, the Riau will look next to this bog child, the kin of another Anamfath, and my foster daughter to take my place. You should be so lucky, Aravis chirps. This young Fisher Crane lass is a great gift. You should be thankful. His voice becomes a low whisper, especially given your familial feebleness. Bog child? His shoulders stiffen. I have nothing but respect for Fisher Crane, but their ways are not ours. The Orlands of Fisher Crane have lived in the Thane Bog for 1,000 years. They are cunning and furtive by nature, which serves them well when they have swamplands to hide their movements. He crosses his arms. But this will not deter the Estremorwin on open ground. I think you underestimate what a few stealthy archers can do. He points at the warriors gathered near the fire. Our savagery has deterred the Estremorwin from further encroachment. They still tell of our deeds in the Broken War, Stone War. But if a child of Fisher Crane leads our tribe, we will lose that boldness, and the Estremorwin will lose their fear of us. The child will be influenced by the souls of her ancestors. In times of crisis, she will look to her kin in Thane Bog for guidance. No matter what I might try to teach her, it will not be enough. He considers you. There is a way you could help. Few have the stomach for it, but I think you have the perspective to see why certain unpleasantness may be necessary. Go on. This Orlan girl has the soul of a leader. If it were passed to one of my own offspring, our tribe would remain strong. A stale Gartsim oxide scratches its massive head on the Anamfath's leg. He remains steady on his feet. The Druids of Blood Sands have a way to do this, and they understand the importance of a strong line of succession for 3 tusked Stalgar. Adair rubs the bridge of his nose. He rattles his head as if to clear cobwebs. So all we have to do is steal a baby's soul? What's the catch? He gives you a key. There's a house in southeast Heartsong next to the river. The child will be asleep, and I've arranged for her to be unattended for a time. His voice becomes a quiet rumble. Take her and bring her to the Keeper Widra in Blood Sands. She knows what must be done. When she presents you with the liquid essence, bring it to me. No. No, sirree. We are not taking a baby from its crib to have its soul removed and placed into another. That's just not right. What will Keeper Widra do with the child? Fedorn asking, his wide eyes at full... reflecting the various braziers of light. His scarred face twists again. Have you seen the rituals of Blood Sands? She will sacrifice her. It is the only way to distill her essence. I could take him, Sagani looking him up and down. Please, let me take him. Obviously not happy with the suggestion. The Orlan child. Go on. Well, we're not going to cause a rumpus here, surrounded in their tent with loads and loads of people, Stalgar flanking us, but we certainly don't want any part of this. No. I won't do this. I cannot do this. You misjudge me. I do not relish the deed, but 2 centuries of leadership have taught me that all things bear a cost. Consider it well, Estremor. I am not above rewarding those who are of service. No. No. Did I misclick again? I'm sure I clicked I'm not going to do it, right? I'm wondering if there's a way to... Because I'm not going to do it. Certainly not going to do this. But I'm wondering if there would be a way to conclude this quest line a different way. Rather than just leaving it open like this and just ignoring it. Is there a way perhaps to tell somebody? Or take the child to somebody else? Ultimately...
Hey.
There must be a way to complete this quest without actually turning the child in to be sacrificed. It's got to be... A young man approaches you with a swift and purposeful stride. While you've never met him before, he has the same stern, wild look as Simok. He doesn't speak until he's right next to you. When he does, his voice is quiet. Wait, I saw you speaking with my father. Yes, you did. What's this about? He glances back at the room with Simok. He's asked you to sacrifice Vela, hasn't he? He grits his teeth. Maybe he's right about 3 tusks Stalgar growing weak, but if this is the price of strength, it isn't worth it. The tribes have survived this long because we've stuck together. Did he just... Haravis looks at you with a puzzled expression across his face. Did a 3-tusk Stalgar say something wise? I do indeed live in strange times. I would never hurt the child, Fedoran's saying, although we do want to see if there is another way we can get out of this. He sighs. You did not seem like the one who would, but my father will find someone who will. He doesn't give up on an idea easily, but there may be a way to stop him. There's an herbalist among the ovates of the Golden Grove. Bleda, that's her name. They all gather south-east of here, by the river. She could brew a poison. Simok wouldn't know the difference until it's too late. There's the family resemblance. So, oh my god, we got like... we either take a child to be sacrificed or we poison their leader. Why not just return the child to her birth parents? It's complicated. A child sent to be fostered by another tribe isn't allowed to return. Unfortunately, explaining that we're shielding her from my father would make matters much worse for both tribes. So you want me to murder your father? No. But it's better than allowing him to murder this child. That's true. Oh, choices, choices, choices. So we either turn a blind eye to the whole affair and he finds somebody else to do it to the child. Could we live with ourselves? We're certainly not going through with taking the child to be sacrificed, which means that the only alternative we really do have is to go through with this. There is an easier way to kill him. Just strike him down where he stands, but that's not an option right now. So if Simok dies, you're next in line? It's not like that. The Riao have already determined that my soul isn't strong enough. Whoever follows my father, it won't be me. Okay. It's begrudgingly, very begrudgingly, I think Fedora's going to do this. Can't have this poor child sacrificed. I mean, it's their ways, but who are we to interfere in their rituals and their ways? But this does seem a little bit underhanded, even for these people. And I don't think the rest of the tribes would be happy if they found out. So given that, I think we need to do something. He's going to agree to do it. With another glance at Simok's chamber, he runs back toward the door. Like I said, you'll find Bleda in the Golden Grove. Good luck. Okay. Oh
Hey.
my god, this is a recipe for disaster. Recipe for disaster. We've got to do this pretty quickly. Because we have told him that we're not going to do it. We're not going to go through with it. So he will be potentially finding a replacement as we speak. The Golden Grove. Good time to check it out. There's Bleda. Just have a quick look around first. There's Tamrin. Let's see where this goes. Does it unlock another map area? No. Okay, so it appears there's possibly 3 people to talk to here. And we shall start with Bleda.
Many blessings, traveler.
The elf holds a chipped wooden pipe. The sweet smoke wafting from the bowl makes you dizzy. Welcome, Estremor. I've got herbs and potions for sale. Looking for something to ease your travels or something to make them more interesting. When she grins, you see her teeth and gums are stained brown. Is she a drug dealer? A legal drug dealer here? Haravi sniffs at the air, his smile growing wider with each twitch of his nose. White leaf, he says with a smile. I once ate a porcupine whole while smashed on white leaf. I miss those days. We'll quickly check out the stocks. Flask of war paint. And the regular potions and some gems and some quite nice rare crafting materials. Bleda's potions and ingredients. Alright, let's get to business. She takes a deep draw on her pipe. Poisons? I only deal in tonics that heal and enlighten. She exhales a puff of smoke. Of course, many beneficial substances can be harmful when taken in great quantities, but that's just Retha's way of keeping all things in balance. Really? What kind of substances? She leans against a winding tree trunk and ticks off the items on her fingers. Oh, there's plenty. Concentrated carogolan, undistilled spider venom, rotten blood moss extract, cave coral mixed with skein bone. Undistilled spider venom sounds pretty decent. She stops counting and scratches her head. What would you want with something like that? My friend Stale Guy is dying, and he wants to ease the creature's passing. She frowns, her teeth clamped around the pipe. Poor thing. Here, take this. She gives you a vial filled with a dark fluid. It works slowly, but this will send him back to the cycle kindly enough. Just see that it doesn't get misplaced. Half that dose would kill an Amaur. She taps ash from her pipe into the grass. Was there anything else I can do for you? No, thank you. All right. Bit of undistilled spider venom?
Hey.
Dear, oh dear.
Yeah? Many blessings, traveler.
Though his eyes are closed and his posture still, the man before you keeps his head aimed at you, as if carefully following your movements. Hail to you. May your time in the Golden Grove be enriching. If you are in need of services, he says, his eyes still closed, speak with Bleda. She will see to your concerns. Yes, what can you tell me of this grove? We are naturalists, philosophers, herbalists, and teachers. The Ovates of the Golden Grove know that true wisdom comes from the study of the natural order. We endeavour to teach others to explore the world for themselves.
Hey.
Oh, very good.
Yeah?
And finally, we have Iswild. Welcome to the Golden Grove, traveller.
Estramore?
It's a woman. Do you seek the wisdom of our herbalists, or simply to bask in Weretha's glory? Yes, asking who is in charge round here. High Ovate Erona leads us. She sometimes journeys to Elmshore to renew her strength. However, she's there now with some of her closest followers, in fact. Erona is a mighty elm among us. She's lived for generations. There are none who understand the world as well as she, and we are fortunate to have her wisdom to answer our questions. Yes, tell us more about Erona. Her eyes brighten. Why, you must meet her for yourself. She is wise and kind, and she has led our order from the beginning, yet she walks among us and gives freely of herself. She turns her gaze to the great twisting elms. That is what so many of us cherish about her. She is present among us in a way that gods never are. Tell me more about the Grove. We are the Ovates, druids, philosophers, and students of nature. We gather here to share our knowledge and celebration. She gestures to another elven woman standing near the entrance to the grove. Many travellers come to us for poultices and remedies. Bleda understands the cures and poisons of nature like no other. What do you believe? We believe that knowledge is found in the earnest exploration of the natural world. She tilts her head. We do not, as some have said, oppose the gods. We simply believe that we have found a brighter, more peaceful path than devotion.
Hey.
Fair dues. Each to their own, of course. So this is the Ovate. The Ovate. The Ovate. The Land of the Ovates. Sounds like a film title. The Grove, the Golden Grove. Right, so we've done the whole of the Warriors. We've done the Golden Grove and the sort of this southern area of the Elm's Reach. The Blood Sands, the sacrificial area, is still left, as is the Terre of Vron, where we need to go for the main quest. So what we'll do to finish today's session off is we shall poison Simok.
Hey.
Oh dear. And we'll see how that pans out.
Then.
Got a feeling maybe not too well. So we'll feed him the poison and then we'll run, I think, is what we should really do. Because if he sort of drops dead while we're still stood there gawping, we could well end up under attack.